Hey, Shalom, Meshach, I want to start off swords by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahshua, B'Shem, Kodash, double honor to the apostles of GMS and honesty brothers doing the work in truth and sincerity. This one is gonna be a quick one, depending on what the Spirit says. But you basically, it's based off of, this the difference that we have in contrast to the people that we're around, whether it's, our woman or, colleagues at work or, whoever it is may be. And that difference is we don't see ourselves getting old here, right? Because, hey, let me grab this. This is Matthew 24:22, right? It says, and except those days should be shortened, they should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, right? So if this man Esau was allowed to continue ruling, man, just imagine what kind of madness we would be in, right? Earlier on I shared, a video with Akim, well, basically you had, you had what looked like a woman, very much like a woman. It wasn't a fucking woman. It was a dude. It was a nigger, right? We can't continue living in a place where you've constantly got to, question, ask for baby pictures, ask for original birth certificates, not a certified copy, right? As if you're a passport office. But we can't continue doing that, man, right? You know, we can't keep living here, man. Let me grab this as well, right? But like I said, that's a key difference between us and the people that we're around, which is why sometimes people don't get us, right? Your mums might talk to you, if you're still cool with your mom and everything, mom might talk to you. You should be like, hey son, how you doing? You started saving for a mortgage. You're like, nah, I ain't saving for a mortgage. What do you mean you're not saving for a mortgage? You need to save for a mortgage. Or have you started putting money aside for your pension? And then you're like, nah, I ain't started putting anything for my pension. Why haven't you done all of these kinds of things? Right? Woman might be like, oh, when we go and buy the house, or when are we gonna do this? When are we gonna do that? If she doesn't know what you're about, right? Because they're in this world, they're thinking about, they're part of Esau's system. And what does Esau think? All right, Esau thinks this is Psalms 49:11. Right, it says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? So, these devils, they believe that their kingdom is going to continually go on and on and on and on, right? Which is why they're putting together this new world order, right? Because they're putting this together, this new world order, because they believe they're going to be ruling in the new world. Little do they know that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua has different plans. His plans is to bring Esau down and to bring in the new world order of the Israelites, right? A righteous world order, because Esau's world will always be wicked, right? You read that in in Malachi, the first chapter, right? It says this. This is Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. Right, so Esau's gonna keep building, but Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, he's gonna bring what Esau builds down, man. Right, it says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Right, so wherever this man goes is the border of wickedness. You read that in the book of First Maccabees, right, where basically you had Alexander and his generals, right, and basically wickedness was multiplied on earth. Why? Because this is the spirit that is in this man Esau, the so-called white man, right? Um, what was I gonna get? Escapes me. I'll get this. This is Habakkuk 2 and 4, right, which says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, right? So this bit here is talking about Esau, right? His soul, his spirit ain't right, man, right? His spirit ain't right. Just look at the world that we're living in. Look at the people, right? What's one thing that people have an issue with, right? Lies, right? This world is full of lies. You read that in John 8:44, right? You think about, you buy a car, a second-hand car from someone, right? In your mind, you're like, yo, is there gonna be a problem? Am I gonna be driving on the motorway and then the brakes stop working? Why? Because this world is full of lies, and that's another reason why we can't be here, right, forever, right? So, but it goes on to say, but the just shall live by his faith, right? So, the elect of Israel, we're gonna live by the faith of in our faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. And part of our faith is that the Lord is going to come back and deliver us from this what do you call it, from this wicked kingdom. This is Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, right? And hey, that's referring to this devil, man, right? Hey, they're estranged from the womb, man, and they're wicked, man, right? This is why scripture says throughout the 12th chapter 10th verse, never trust thine enemy, man, because within him is no, in Esau, he can't do good. The apostles refer to him as Mr. Can't Do Right, man, right? What else was gonna get? Hebrews 13:14, which says this. For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. Right here we have nothing, man. That's another reason why we want to get out of here. Right, once again, right? Your family, your relation, your woman, whatever, right? They'll be like, oh, why aren't you getting ready to do this? Why don't you want to do that? Right? And they might quote here, you when you tell them, look, man, this is the end of the world. They might hear it, right? But they don't truly believe it, right? Which is why you end up arguing with your woman sometimes, because she can't see it. Your moms, your whatever, whoever it is, you might know that you're trying to, that they're trying to ask, why aren't you doing certain things? We're not doing certain things because this ain't our rest, man, right? I don't know if I read that in Micah 2:10 yet, but hey, this place is polluted and it shall destroy you. And you look at Jake, man, as a people, we're destroyed, right? And Esau set the society up that even if you try to bring your child up in righteousness, right, you have no control over what they, come out to be, right? Because why? Esau has a society where, you'd be lucky if, either parent is able to stay at home, right? Then you'd be lucky if you're able to then homeschool them, right? But what does that mean? You have to send them to these schools. And these schools, what you go and get demonic Edomites, demonic Israelites, right? You trying to teach your child about transgenderism, or trying to, maybe even trying to straight turn your child out, man, right? Turn your child into a gangbanger, right? So here we have no continuing city, man. Family members might be like, oh, when are you gonna get married, have children, this, that, and the other, right? Which if that happens, as in if you have children, that's of the spirit, right? But hey, this place, man, it ain't for us, man. We seek the one to come, right? And we know and believe in the spirit that the new one is coming, right? Because it's been promised, right? And the Lord says he's not a man that he should lie, right? What would you call it? I forget how it's phrased. I'm just gonna grab it. This is Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Right. So if the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua speaks something, right? If basically what we've read here, right, in these scriptures, throughout these scriptures, these things are gonna happen, right? The Lord ain't gonna, say something and then it not happen. No, that's he's not a man, right? Because it is in the power of his hand to decide what happens or what doesn't happen, right? So then I'll grab, what I started off with. Did I finish reading? Yeah, Michael 2:10, rising into, but for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, shall destroy you even with the sword, destruction. Right, it's just 2 Peter 3:9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, and part of his promise is he's gonna deliver us from this hell and destroy this wicked kingdom. Read that in the book of Job. Right, the 28th chapter, this is when he's about to fill his belly, that he being Esau, right? The Lord's basically gonna disappoint Esau's adventure, which is this new world order, right? And part of that new world order is the destruction of the children of Israel, right? Which the Lord ain't gonna let happen, right? No, 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 not at all, right? It says that some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, right? So we don't know, right? People are like, oh, but lots of people have said that the Lord's gonna come back at this and that time. We don't know, right? A thief doesn't tell you when he's coming. However, right, if you see if you see certain patterns, right, if you start seeing, hey, the house over across the road that was robbed, right? The house down the road that was robbed, right? There's been an increase in robberies recently. What you go and do? You go and get yourself prepared for the day that the robber comes into your house, for the day that the thief comes into your house. Right now, those other robberies, you can liken those to prophecies, right? You be like, hey, that prophecy happened down there. Oh, hey, another prophecy just happened. Wait, all of these prophecies are happening. Maybe I should prepare myself, right? Which is what we're doing through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right, this is Sirach 39. And from the top says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High is occupied in the meditation thereof. So you're constantly thinking about these scriptures, right? Which, after a period of time, it just kind of it just becomes your conversation, becomes what you think about. Right, it says we'll seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. So you're constantly watching to see, what's happening. Right, so Mark 13 and 33, it says, take ye heed, watch and pray, for we know not when the time is. So we don't know when, the Lord is going to come back. But we've got the prophecies to measure. Right, that's our measuring stick. Right, let me grab that also in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. Right. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Right, so when we're seeing all these prophecies coming into pass, we're measuring the time. We're like, yo, that's happened. Ooh, that's happened. Ooh, that's happened. Man, we're getting excited, man. Right? We're getting excited. We also know, the flesh knows that it's going to be a hard time. You read that in Jeremiah 30 and 6. It's basically speaking about, wherefore have I seen every man with his hands on his loins, right? Which, that's more talking about, those other people. But, we still gonna have an element of, because it's going to be a time like never before, right? It's going to be a time like never before. But what is it saying that the 7th verse is, but Jacob, basically the children of Israel, the elect, we shall be saved, out of, this time of trouble, right? So yeah, we're excited, but we're also mindful of the things that are to come, because some of us are gonna have to, lay down our lives, for this, man. That's why the scripture says, be thou faithful unto death, because death may be required, right? Not for all, but for some. Right, it says, and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I've told thee before, right, then shall thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world he made. Right, so therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So everything we're seeing right now, right, has been planned from the beginning. It's all part of the Most High's plan, right? It goes on saying, the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Right, so for instance, America is going to be completely destroyed, man. Right, and other different bits of interest that the Lord deems fit for destruction. Right, but the earth as a whole is not going to be destroyed. You read that in the book of Ecclesiastes. It says, but the earth abideth forever. Right, it says, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. What's that talking about? What has the power to melt elements? Right, that's that the ICBM nuclear missiles, right? So seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, right? So how do you carry yourself, right? Do you carry yourself thinking about getting old, thinking about 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 10 years, 5 years from now, right? Obviously, and this is where the balance comes in, because someone might hear that, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave my job, I'm just do this. But man, we still, until the law comes back, we've still gonna navigate in this society, right? That's why we're commanded to basically live day by day, whatever comes, whatever goes, right? You might have something important that you might have to pay for in a year's time or whatever, what have you, right? Or you see what I'm saying? No one's saying don't save up for it, but if you're saving up for it, just know you may never get there. Don't save up for it in hope. Save up for it as a, as a fuck, I might need to, right? But obviously, that's a thing of of balance, right? Because we are in those times. We're in those times where we could be out of here, Lord will, before the year is done, or we could be out of here next year. We don't know, right? But it's that mentality of not wanting this place to continue, right? If you're doing certain things in the hope that this place continues, that's the wrong spirit, right? But if you're doing things and in the understanding like, hey, I might need to, we might still be here. You don't know, right? So once again, that's just balance, wisdom, right? So seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in whole holy conversation and godliness, right? Which is, to bring it back to the topic, right? That's why you end up having issues with people that are around you, because they're looking at things from a 10, 20, 30, 40 years. They're thinking about getting old. Who's gonna take care of me in my, my 80s and 90s, whereas we're like, look, man, we're looking to be out of here in the next couple of months. Yeah, Bashim Yasharat is up. Right, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved. Once again, that's the CBM nuclear missiles, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to His promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Right. This was actually the first precept that I had brought up. What I kind of based this topic on, right? We, right, in this truth, right, we're looking for a new world, right, a righteous world, right? Because once again, imagine if we're here in another 10 years time. Look, man, Esau's got this tranny tech on the next level, and this is 2020. So imagine if we were here in 2030, man. Imagine just the man. Look, man, the Lord has to come back, man. Right. So with that, Lord's will, that was edifying. To the next time. Shalom.